Good afternoon. This is the 1 p.m. news from Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. First, the news headlines. Federal Inland Revenue Service to appeal Rivers Court judgment on VAT. Kidnappers release Emir of Kajiru's 7 family members. On the foreign scene, ECOWAS suspends Guinea's membership, sends missionary to Conakry over coup. In sports, Novak Djokovic to meet Alexander Zverev in US Open semi-final. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. Now, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, said it has appealed the judgment of the Federal High Court in Rivers, which held that the agency does not have the right to collect value-added tax in the state. At a news conference in Abuja, FIRS Group Lead Special Task Operations Matthew Mojubola said it is the exclusive right of the agency to collect VAT in the country. Mojubola explained that the law mandating the FIRS to collect VAT seeks to protect businesses from multiple VAT. Mojubola further said VAT collection cannot work at the subnational level, maintaining that the FIRS is empowered by law to do so. The FIRS official also dismissed purported plans by the agency to tax social media in Nigeria. This is coming days after a federal high court in Port Harcourt delivered a judgment restraining the FIRS from collecting VAT and personal income tax in Rivers State. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived in Imo State for the commissioning of projects. Buhari landed at the Sam Bakwe Airport in Owerri, the state capital, today, and was received by state officials and other dignitaries. Governor Hope Uzodinma had a few days back disclosed that Buhari would be visiting Imo to commission some significant projects his government has executed. He also noted that Imo has gotten additional support from the president on the management of some ecological problems in the state. The federal government has approved the national policy on the 5th generation 5G network in Nigeria. This is according to the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, who addressed journalists in Abuja after the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting on Wednesday. He explained that the benefits that accrue from using the 5G network include larger capacity, higher data rates, among others. According to the minister, the radiation from the 5G has proven to be lower than the 4G televisions or microwaves, contrary to stories peddled on social media.
We started the 5th generation trials, and there was a complaint from citizens about relationship between 5G and COVID-19. Because of our government is a responsible one, we put everything on hold. We engage more stakeholders. We spend almost 18 months working on that. And we also wait for the resolution and the verdict of the 2 most important organizations globally when it comes to the deployment of telecommunications facilities. These are, firstly, International Telecommunications Union, that is ITU, which is an arm of the United Nations, and also World Health Organization, that is WHO, which is another arm of the United Nations. Both of them confirm that there is no any adverse health effect of 5G, and it has not been proven to be any harmful to our health. Most importantly, even its frequency and radiation is even lower than that of 4G, and even lower than the televisions and microwave we have at home.
Now, the governors elected under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, say they are working together for the party to present a unified force in the 2023 general elections. Chairman of PDP Governors Forum, Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State, disclosed this while briefing newsmen after the forum meeting held in Abuja. The meeting was attended by PDP governors of Bauchi, Rivers, Adamawa, Benue, Oyo, Enugu, Edo, Delta, Taraba and Bayelsa states. Tambuwal said that the closed-door meeting on National Convention was very fruitful. The party's NEC is scheduled to meet today to ratify the issues of zoning the party's national elective positions ahead of the October 30 National Convention. The forum chairman said that the governors and the party leaders also discussed the PDP preparations for Anambra governorship election.
You must have seen that we received leaders of our party in various other states where we don't have governors. We have had a very robust engagement with them where we discussed how to move the party forward, the unity of the party, bringing all the leaders together, not only working towards a very successful national convention, but even beyond that, so that we can continue to sustain the goodwill that PDP is enjoying in Nigeria and send the right signals to Nigerians that we are truly prepared and working together as a family to ensure that by the grace of God, come 2023, we present a very united force that will rescue Nigeria from the misgovernance of APC.
Residents of Ibadan and Oyo State at large have been advised to imbibe the culture and habit of always checking their health status regularly in order to avoid falling victim to any of the cardiovascular diseases. A therapist with one of the leading online health providers in Nigeria, O Health, Mrs. Oluwadamilola Adelaja, gave this advice yesterday in Ibadan during a free medical outreach to students at the University of Ibadan and passerby at the main gate area of the institution. Mrs. Adelaja, who noted that of recent there has been an increase in the recorded cases of people, including the youths, coming down with different cardiovascular diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure, added that it was high time Nigerians changed their perspective and attitude towards regular health checks in order to stay safe.
Today is our first year anniversary, all the glory. It's very important for people to know their health status from time to time, and that's why we're here today, to make sure that everyone knows their health status. Everyone is able to know what their blood pressure reading is and their blood sugar, and it's important you know this so you are sure of what it is, so you don't come down with any cardiovascular diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes and the like. So that's why we're here. Your blood pressure, and it gives a very high reading, and you don't do anything about it. You don't speak to a doctor. You can come down with stroke, you can come down with hypertension, and all of these things can slow down your lifespan and reduce you from giving your best to your businesses or your work or your daily activities. So all these cardiovascular diseases are increasing day by day, and even the youths are coming down with these different cardiovascular diseases, and this can actually stop you from actualizing your goals in life. Make sure that you do your regular blood pressure check, your regular BP sugar, so as to have a healthy and a fuller lifestyle.
Mrs. Adelaja, however, enjoined Nigerians to make a regular medical checkup a way of life to be fully sure of their health status.
Decades of experiences in the area of job creation as well as wealth creation, which is the reason why the government of Oyo State is taking advantage of that in order to engage the NDE. Our presence within the state has been felt because we run our regular programs and schemes within the state.
Earlier, Governor Seyi Makinde, who spoke through the executive assistant on administration, Reverend Idowu Ogedengbe, said the MOU was geared towards promoting employment of youths in the state. Governor Makinde equally stressed the need to devise ways of skilling and training many graduates and school leavers to take the advantages in the emerging trends in the primary and secondary sectors of the labor market.
We commence this partnership. Our desire is to rapidly see to the reduction of unemployment among our youth and women, both within the formal and the informal segment of the state. We must not only focus on skilling and training, we must endeavor to provide mentoring and monitoring for those under our various programs in order to ensure that the whole essence and objective of this partnership is achieved. We need to deploy effective business development services towards ensuring success for our program beneficiaries.
7 family members of the Emir of Kajuru, Alhaji Al Hassan Adamu, have regained freedom. The title holder in the Emirate, Dan Iyan Kajuru Saidu Musa, confirmed the release of the victims. They regained their freedom last night after spending 2 months in kidnappers' den. It will be recalled that the monarch and 7 members of his family were kidnapped from his palace on July 11, 2021. Following the public outcry and condemnation, the emir was released 24 hours after the abduction. The kidnapped victims were 3 women, 3 male, and an infant. It's still the 1 p.m. news on Splash 105.5 FM. Now turning to the foreign scene. A mission of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, will today visit Guinea, which has been gripped by military coup. The communique was issued after a virtual meeting of the organization convened by ECOWAS Chairman Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to discuss the political developments in Guinea. The communique said the visit of the ECOWAS mission would be led by Ghanaian Foreign Minister Shirley Ayoko Bochwe, with representatives from Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and the ECOWAS Commission. The bloc also decided to suspend the membership of Guinea and called for the immediate restoration of civil rule in the country. Now, former Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has apologized to the people of Afghanistan after fleeing to take refuge in the United Arab Emirates. Mr. Ghani abruptly left Afghanistan as Taliban militants advanced on the capital on 15th August. He said he had not intended to abandon his people, but it was the only way. He again denied the allegation that he had traveled to the UAE with about $169 million. In a statement shared on Twitter, Mr. Ghani said he had no choice but to leave the country in order to avoid widespread violence. Ghani added that he had deep and profound regret that his chapter ended in similar tragedy to my predecessors. Finally, in sports, Novak Djokovic survived the biggest test so far in his bid for the calendar Grand Slam, coming from a set down versus Matteo Berrettini to reach the US Open semi-finals. The world number 1, looking to add the Flushing Medals title to his Australian Open, French Open and Wimbledon crowns, dropped the opening set to big 7-6 seed Berrettini. But in the rematch of the Wimbledon final, the outcome was the same, as Djokovic won in 4, triumphing 5-7, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3 in 3 hours and 26 minutes. The Serbian's task does not get any easier, though, as his semi-final opponent is Alexander Zverev, the man who denied him a shot at the Golden Slam by beating him at the Olympics. And just before we go, a recap of the headlines. Federal Inland Revenue Service to appeal Rivers Court judgment on VAT. Kidnappers have released Emir of Kajuru's 7 family members. ECOWAS has suspended Guinea's membership sent mission to Conakry over coup. And in sports, Novak Djokovic to meet Alexander Zverev in US Open semi-finals. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS and Google Play Store to listen live, get news update, opinion poll, and also report an event live to us through the iPod feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawo, assisted by Ayo Olubusi. I am Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes.